What is up, everybody? It's Jay Coffee Talk. How you guys doing out there? Thanks for tuning in. Now, listen, man, 50 Cent has been dominating the headlines all up in the news. You know what I mean? Just had a part to play in that Pop Smoke album, which is fire. Been talking about that a lot in my videos lately. And we see he's on DJ Clue's ass, harassing him, taunting him a little something, something. But I don't know if you guys caught this interview. You know, he was just on Weezy's podcast and he had some things to say about Meek Mill.
Said to me, I'm not even gonna say who I'm talking about, right? Please don't. I'm just gonna say, if you represent prison reform, how did you sign to a correctional officer and you managed by a snitch? Help me with this, man. I'm like, look, there's no, I just look at certain shit and I go, wait, how did that, okay, let's not say, it's tough to say official, right? When we look at things, we gotta say, there's a lot of shit that's going on, and nigga, to make it, let's just make it, man.
Man, you guys heard that. You heard 50 Man and Lil Wayne chuckling, getting his laugh on. And it's so crazy with 50 Cent, man. He done had beef with a lot of people, took shots at a lot of people. You know, at the end of the day, like I always mention when I mention Fifth, he likes to have his name in the headlines. He likes that publicity. So it gets hard to keep track with this stuff. But I thought at one point him and Wayne had an issue. It must be cool, as you know, you see they were real friendly, laughing, chopping it up here. But anyways, was talking about Meek, you know, keeping it official. It's hard to keep it official these days in hip hop, right? And he said, first you sign to a CO, Officer Ricky, which we know Fifth and Officer Ricky. It's one of those beefs. I don't want to necessarily say we could put it in the Ja Rule category, but like it's in the vicinity, because I don't see these dudes squashing the beef anytime soon. They're still battling out in court right now, suing each other over something. I can't even recall what it is this time. Something from a mixtape, I think. But yeah, you know, Meek signed to Maybach, and then now, you know, as you heard him, signed to a Snitch, talking about Desiree Perez over there at Rock Nation. And you know, 6ix9ine is being like credited for putting this on blast, but the first person I really heard put it out there was Dame Dash. But I mean, it's been out in the open. It's not like they were hiding it. It's just people weren't really talking about it originally. You know what I mean? And listen, we know Academic's been wilding, been on his bullshit as of late. But something he was saying to Meek Mill, you know, what Fifth is saying here kind of brings that point back up, is that Meek Mill will respond to certain people and speak on certain things, and other stuff, it's just he acts like, you know, that person isn't saying anything to him, or the allegations or whatever the conversation is, he just don't hear it or something. Because when it comes to this Desiree Perez stuff, he's not responding. Like, Academics is 100% correct on that. He's not going to respond to that. And, you know, that's what Meek does. You know what I mean? Certain artists out there, they'll speak on anything. Anything. You know, it might not always sound the best, but they'll stand up to the heat and respond to anything coming at them. You know what I mean? We see this in interviews all the time. There's certain artists, if you ask them a particular question, they'll get up and walk out the room. We done seen that before. You know what I mean? But Meek, he's one of those guys. Certain things are off limits in this whole Desiree Perez, you know, federal DEA snitch is one of them, you know. And it's a fact, you know, the whole super official street dude, you know, it kind of goes out the window when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's something else Academics was you know, hitting Meek with the other day. He was calling him, you know, hey, you'll be Meek Mandela one moment, you know, talking about prison reform, and then the next thing you know, you talking about shooters on the block, being in the trenches, etc. Which Meek Mill are we going to get today? Which Meek Mill are we going to get right now? And Act's right about that, you know? But listen, we heard what Fifth said, though. It's hard to keep it official in the rap game nowadays. At the end of the day, it's a business. You know, people who are really on the streets, and, you know, from what I understand, Meek really was out there. I don't know how tough or official the dude was, but, you know, he was trying to get on. He got on. You know what I mean? So, you know, what do you guys think? You know, should that be held against him? That's who, you know, someone who he signed with has an informant on staff. I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, when you know, walk that whole convo back, it comes down to Hov. I'm really surprised Jay-Z. I mean, we know Jay's a businessman and everything like that, but still surprises me to see Jay sign Desiree Perez, you know, or put her on staff or whatever you want to call it, that she works for him, you know. But who knows, you know, the way Meek had a lot of powerful people on his side to finally get him up out of that legal situation. And who knows, you know, Desiree Perez may have been one of those people. I don't know. You guys can tap in them comments with your thoughts on that. When it comes to snitching allegations, though, you know, talking about 50 Cent, it's always seemed very strange. You know, there's always been those discussions about Fifth having some kind of connection to the feds. We've seen his enemies go down to the feds, but there's no paperwork out there. There's nothing, you know, linking him to it. And, you know, to top it off, we've seen fake paperwork. You know what I mean? People have went them lengths to try to put the snitch jacket on Curtis Jackson. But, you know, get up in them comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts on all this. Make sure to sub to the channel. Hit the notification bell for any new viewers out there. Thank you for tuning in, guys. It's Jay Coffee Talk signing out. Peace.